Hi, John. Hi, John. Oh, you might be on, I think you're on mute. You just not need to unmute yourself, or I can unmute you. All right, that's it. No, I can't hear you, but you're not on mute. So, oh, is that?
Should we try again?
Yes, that's it.
Hear you.
You can't hear me?
It's very strange. No,
You can't hear me?
I cannot hear what you're saying. Your default speaker has changed to speak.
Yeah, you need to.
Microphone USB audio buys and will now be used. Speakers, same as system. Is that right? No.
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Uh,
I can't hear anything. Hang on. Test speaker and microphone.
yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Now I can hear you.
You can hear me now. Okay.
Fantastic. I don't know what happened there, but anyway, doesn't
Okay,
matter.
cool. Yes, no, that's
Okay.
fine.
So now, hang on. I'm on a glass table here, so it's not very good. What do I want to do? Right, I want to increase this. I want to share the screen.
Yes.
What with? Hang on.
So if you look at the bottom of your screen in
Share.
Zoom, yeah, share.
Share. And then I want to go to the desktop.
Yeah.
To pitching. Hang on. Yes.
The one that
To
you shared
here.
with me. Yeah.
That's that. I can't say. Hang on. Oh, Jesus.
If you click enable content there as well.
Enable content.
Yeah.
Do you trusted file? Yes.
Yes. And then if you make it full screen.
Yeah. How do I do that? Hang on.
It's in the bottom right corner, the little display symbol.
It's gone, to be honest. Hang on.
Or you can press, I think you press F5. That goes into full screen.
Function 5.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the F keys. I can't remember. But it's down. You can click the little icon next to the scroll, zoom in and out thing. It's at the bottom right of the screen.
You see, all I've got is you and me, just to show grid video. Is that what I want?
Oh no, I don't. So in PowerPoint, you need to. Can you see your PowerPoint?
Yes, I can see the PowerPoint.
No, are you in the PowerPoint? Yeah. So if you go down to the gray bar at the bottom.
Yes.
On the right-hand side, it's the last icon.
What do you mean that fit slide to current window?
No, sorry, a little bit more to the left.
Yeah, slideshow.
Yeah, that one.
Right.
Yeah, so that should be it. Yeah.
But I can only see you or me. Is
Have
that
you
how
shared
it's supposed
this?
to be?
Yeah, so I can see your screen, so that's fine.
So you can see I just switched.
Yes.
Okay, this isn't. All right, so this isn't the way we had it. You are sharing a screen, chat, new share, pause share, remote control, apps, more.
Everything's fine because I can see in full screen what you're presenting.
Okay.
So you just need to click through your slides and that should be fine.
Okay, but I can only see you. So when other people join, I'll see them?
No, you won't see anyone apart from like in the little box. And everyone will be on mute, so that's fine. All you need to do is like present the slides.
So I can't see anybody?
No, not while you're presenting.
So I'm just talking to a white wall here.
Okay. Do you want me to do the slides then?
No, it's fine. Of course not.
You sure? Because
Yeah.
if it's good, because I can just do it for you.
Well, it's
And
always
then,
nice to see people, but it doesn't matter. It's okay.
you
It's
sure?
fine. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I don't know if it's going to work with the sound. So please, can you go to the next slide and try with the video for a second?
iPhone enter the waiting room.
Oh,
Admit.
yeah.
Do I
Oh,
admit him?
no,
Or
no,
you
no.
do?
I'll do that in a minute once we've
Right.
got this sorted.
Okay.
So
Right. So I can hear it.
yeah, I can't hear it. So you need to stop sharing
Sorry.
you need to stop sharing your
All right.
screen,
Yes.
and then when you share it again, before you click done or share, you need to tick the box that says share sound.
Okay. Well, hang on. Can we just do that now? So I
Yeah.
do share screen.
Mm-hmm. And then there should be a tick box for share sound.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Got that.
Tick that and then share.
Optimize for video clip
Yes.
as well.
Oh, no, no, no. Just the share for sound.
Okay. Right. Done that. Now what?
And then you can click share to share the
Yes.
screen.
Yes. 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 Down there. Okay.
And now we should be able to hear the video. So can you play that just to
Yep.
make
Yep.
sure?
Yep.
Are you
Yes.
offering 20%
Perfect.
of each of your companies?
Okay.
Perfect.
So let's just go back. How do I go back now? Hang on.
Try and press escape. Maybe that will do it. And then go
Okay.
the arrow keys.
Right.
Yeah.
So professional pitching. And what about all this ribbon thing up here? Do I have
That will
to
just stay there. That's fine. You
Can I
can't see
move
it.
it?
No.
No. Right. Okay.
Okay.
And now if I want to move on, I just wanted to move on. Okay.
How much does that drop?
Right. You can see all this?
Yes, it looks great.
I don't know. Right. I'm
Looks
ready.
great. It looks great for the audience. So if you stop sharing your screen, and then we'll let the people in.
I have to
I'll-
stop sharing,
Yeah, for now,
and then
because
I'll
I
have
need.
to go through the whole thing again. You mean?
Yes,
You'll
yeah,
help me though, right?
yes, exactly. So we'll let iPhone in.
So then I will. So you're recording.
Yes,
So you've already heard the panic in my voice.
I will cut this bit off.
I'm
Don't
only
worry.
joking.
But I edit the videos anyway, so we'll let
That
we'll
makes
let
it more human, right?
exactly. We'll let this person in and get to know them.
So then I will share down here and go through the whole thing again. Right. Okay.
Yes, I'll do
So
that.
I can see meet people beforehand.
Exactly. So we've got hello,
Mm-hmm.
hi.
An iPhone.
You've just joined. Sorry, yeah, it's iPhone. Do you want to introduce yourself?
I can't. Yeah.
No, I can't. You just do you want to introduce yourself? What's your name? What do you study? Unless you're not connected to the audio. And feel free to, put your camera on so we can see you and talk to you.
Should I do something at my end or not?
No, oh, they've just sent a
Good
message.
afternoon, and Bella, I can't hear you again.
Oh, you need to join with your audio. Okay, let me reply to the chat. Oh, it's working now. Hello. Do you want to quickly unmute and introduce yourself?
Hi there.
Hi guys.
Hi.
I'm
What's your
sorry,
name?
I'm not looking very great. I'm just at home doing my stuff.
Don't
Do
worry.
my assignment for my essay for the uni. My name is Anna. I am a student in the Global Banking School. I'm learning on the year 1 business and tourism. And I want to to open my business in the future.
You want to open a business?
Yeah, of course.
What do you have in mind?
I have a lot of things on my mind. I'm not sure exactly what I want. This is a problem. I have too many ideas.
But you want to make a lot of money.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what? The best thing is choose what you think you really enjoy doing,
Yeah.
because then you'll get a lot of enjoyment and pleasure out of it, and then you will get your rewards.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for advice. Yeah, I hope this program will help me as well. Actually, yesterday, when it was day
Monday.
after, on
Yeah.
Monday, yeah, about the pitching, it was very useful because I did some sales job. Well, I'm still doing, and nobody explained for me. I was learning by myself, and I just spoke with my friends. They say if this video with the GBS is going to be a little bit before, it's going to be very useful for me. Yeah, it was very
Definitely.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so on Monday, that was like a intro to pitching. So Bobby, so yeah, we had another guy from NatWest Bank come on Monday and do like a introductory basically how pitching works, what it is. So it's more of like an intro. So now on Wednesdays, it's more advanced workshops. And so John is going to take us through the more advanced, like, when you're pitching to investors, more professional pitching. So it's like the next level. So on Monday, it was like the practice, like introducing you to the concept. And now it's more what be able to do with it in a professional sense.
Hey, shall I start?
So I'll just do a quick introduction, John, and then we'll kick off.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So let me share my screen really quick and then do the intro. Okay, I hope you can see the screen. Okay, welcome. So welcome to today's Try It workshop, all about pitching like a pro, professional pitching. I'm Annabelle. I'm the Senior Entrepreneurship Officer here at GBS, and Try It is part of the Entrepreneurship and Enterprise Program, where we support students like yourselves to take those first steps in business. So today we'll be hearing from John McGaw, who's a lecturer here at GBS, and he'll be taking us through all about professional pitching. So I'll stop sharing my screen. And John, if you want to share your screen and then tick the...
Yes, I will.
Now.
Anna, because I'm not going to see you again for a while. Okay, so if you've got any questions, I mean, it's us, which is great. So if you've got any questions along the way, because what I really wanted to do, what we thought would be worth doing, because pitching is based on your business plan, really. That's what it's all about. Except, of course, we're pitching to each other all the time. I'm pitching to you. I'm sure I don't know if you've got family. I have, and I used to pitch to my children. In fact, they always say that children make the best negotiators because they just wear you down, but hang on, let me go on to this. So there's an awful lot to.
So
Right, so there I go. Share sound.
Yes.
Share. There we go.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. So Anna, you can hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you well. Just look at my camera as well. I take some notes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Look, let's. I just thought that as I said, the real key about pitching is to have a business plan. That's really what that's the basis of going and talking to investors. This is what I'm sort of looking at the moment. Of course, you can have a service, you can have products which you go and pitch to people. So, but at the end of the day, the point is we're all selling something. That's what pitching is ready to do with. So whatever you have, you're selling, you know. So let's just go on to, if I can, hang on. Right, I wanted, just listen to this for a couple of minutes, okay?
How much does that drop into profit?
If I was, I'm going to be totally honest, not a lot. This year, we've made a loss.
Are you offering us 20% of each of your companies?
Yes, we're
No,
offering
no,
you
no, no, no.
20% of
Both
both of the
companies.
companies.
So that's 20% split up. So 5% Evolve Through Training, 15% Evolution Solutions.
Hey, how does that work? How does that work?
Well, what do you mean, how does it work? 5% of Evolve Through
You're
Training.
actually giving me 5% of one company and 15 over the other. You're not
Yeah.
giving me 20%, are you?
Well, all right, 20% is combined over both companies.
No, it doesn't work like that. One could be worth £100, right? And you give me 20% of it. That's 20 quid. Yeah?
Yeah.
Keep it simple. And the other
Thank
one
you.
could be worth...
We are women. We do, I apologise, but we face
You've
this
got a
every
terrible
day.
attitude.
I tell you, on that point, I've got a serious issue with that comment.
Well, we...
Do you know how many...
Right, let me just see, I want to go back now. Can I go back? Oh. How do I do this?
Yeah, if you just press escape and then or
Oh, yes,
the
thank
carrot.
you.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, Anna, what did you think of that?
This is the program, about the investor and about the people who have a business.
Yes.
We had about that last year with our previous lecture. He was showing us a lot of the video from this program. Do you hear me well?
Sorry, it's not a terribly good line. I just wanted to get your sort of feedback and thoughts on
Hello,
how-
do you hear me better now?
yeah, on what you thought, just a few sort of ideas of what you thought about how that lady pitched.
She said about 20%, and yes, I don't really understood about because she said 20%, and after she said another percentage, was a little bit like
So you've
confusing. Yeah.
made a very good point, because already you said it wasn't clear and it was confusing.
Yeah.
So this
It
is
was confusing. It wasn't
so this
clear,
is
yeah.
one of the big flaws, things to watch out for when pitching. It must be very, very clear what you want to say. Any other things that you
Yeah,
noticed?
she wasn't very confident. Yeah, and because she always changed her mind, and after she said she doesn't have nice attitude. This is
Yeah.
because she wasn't very confident, and I think her pitching, it wasn't professional.
That's right. She's sort of rude as well in the way she answered back, trying to be trying to make a bit of a joke. I think what it was that business about, well, of course, we're only women or something, was sounded it sounded tongue in cheek, but it fell flat. So people like to make jokes, not like this, I have to say. It just fell flat, and it really rubbed the audience up the wrong way, and that's what we can't afford to do. There is, I haven't included it because it can run for up to about 45 or 50 minutes. But if you just want to take a note of how best to pitch, there is a very famous, iconic presentation or pitch, if you like, that Steve Jobs did for the iPhone when it first came out. We can send you the link, but if you YouTube and put iPhone Steve Jobs, and if you've got 45 minutes, I mean, you can see quite a lot in 15 minutes because there's so much there. It's so brilliant in the way that he holds his audience, with a whole variety of different ploys and tactics. Let's just go through some of the points that that, because this is just about pitching, that we want to talk about now. We're in an academic institution here. So have you done, sorry, I wasn't quite sure, have you done module 1? Are you for the business and entrepreneurship, academic writing and research skills?
Yeah.
You have, okay. So now, and you've done IT skills now?
No, I'm learning on business and tourism. You hear me well?
Business and tourism. I'm sorry, so I missed the
Business
second
and
part.
tourism. Yeah,
Okay.
it's okay. I finished my foundation year last year, and now I'm the year 1, level 4.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm sure you've heard of Aristotle, who was a very famous, probably the sort of bedrock and founder of Greek philosophy. And I'm only using this because he, 3,000 years ago, or 2,500 years ago, his thoughts called rhetoric. You can see the screen, yes? You can see my screen?
Yeah.
Good. He created the concept of the art of persuasion, and he called it rhetoric. Okay? Because the Greeks like to, pretty much trace back most languages, that are currently in existence to their own, to ancient Greek. So it's called rhetoric, and the art of persuasion is very important, which is, the whole point about pitching. So what I have put down here, the 3 key persuasive appeals that you need to include, they are in Greek, or they are of Greek origin, but ethos, pathos, and logos. And what do these mean? Let's just have a look. So these are, I can just move this a bit. These are must-haves, okay? The whole point about them are must-haves when you're pitching. So ethos, for example, the first one is to do with credibility. So you quite rightly pointed out in that first video that, the speaker, the lady, was unclear, unconfident, and therefore, because she couldn't answer the questions and had, in a way, misrepresented or been unclear about how she presented what she wanted for her company, she lost credibility. So one of the key things is, here are some examples of when you're standing doing your pitch, is to show the audience, let them know who you are. Okay, well, Steve Jobs doesn't need any introduction, but we as mortals, mere mortals, need to explain who we are, what we do, and what we've achieved to start to build a base of credibility. And we need to also explain to our audience what we're doing, why we're there. So these are issues, matters that can include the problems that we're here to solve. Yeah. Yeah. Have you got any questions on that at the moment?
No, I'm all right.
Okay. So the other thing is, it's important to try to obviously to look professional as well. I know that Sir Richard Branson, a long time ago, started off, dressing down and always wearing a thick sweater. It can work sometimes, but it's always good because, as they say, first appearances, matter. So if one looks smart, presentable, people will by and large appreciate this. And therefore, explaining who you are, and letting them know why you're there, looking the part, makes you credible. Okay, it'll help.
Yeah.
Okay, then we can move on to the next of the three, number 2, pathos. So this is really to do with emotions. You know, you need to, choosing words is really important. So, and you don't want to keep repeating the same words. So I've very often used thesaurus, the thesaurus, which I'm sure you're familiar with, yeah? The dictionary of synonyms. Because each word will have its own meaning, and if the word comes out incorrectly, you know, it can steer the whole point of your pitch in another direction and give misleading sensations to the audience. So you want your words to evoke feelings, you want the visuals to support what you're saying. Okay, in particular, you want the audience to feel that not only what you're suggesting by way of a solution to problems is possible, but that it will lead to success. So having a sense, hello, Esther. Having a sense of purpose, you know, and confidence, okay, is very important. Then let's move on to logos, a logical argument. So your pitch needs to make sense. You know, when you go back to module 1, when you were doing you did academic writing and research skills, yes, to do about paraphrasing and summarizing. You did all this in your course.
Yes, it was last year.
Yeah. Well, you'll remember that there is a term called flow, coherence. Yeah, coherence and flow. It's like when you read a book, you want to, you know, that you want to have a thread running through your script, that so that one paragraph or one point, you know, leads on from the last one. I don't know whether you were ever shown a Snoopy slide to do with dotting the points, but it's important that you don't leave any gaps in what it is you want to present. Okay, so most likely the business that you, or the service or products that you're presenting will require facts and statistics and evidence. So this is why we learn in our courses here, evidence is to do with referencing. You know, we need to be sure that what we're saying is correct, or we would need to say, you know, use the usual word around or circa, whatever it is. But statistics and evidence is so important, largely because when you're pitching to investors, they could be all types of investors. They could be rich individuals. They could start off with family and friends. Okay, maybe because you want to get seed funding, but even your family and friends who know you very well want to believe that you have a serious business side to you, and you've chosen this particular business or service or product because, okay, and that is why they will want to support you in whatever way they can. When you move on to the next stage of funding, let's say, you will most likely be looking at more institutionalized investors like venture capitalists. And these individuals or these companies and groups are seeing, you know, 100 deals, you know, that are put on their desks every single day. And obviously, if you're a seller, you believe that your product or your service is the best in the world. And I've seen this, you know, in my sort of working life, because I used to be an investment banker. I used to be dealing with people's wealth. I was a stockbroker as well. So I understand. Sorry?
Very nice.
It's tough because you need to make yourself sound different. Hello, Esther. Hi there. You need to make yourself sound different, and that means putting some passion and emotion into what you say. And it's much easier, of course, to do it face to face than, over
Yeah.
a Zoom or a Teams. But it's very, very important. So the higher up the, let's say, the pitching ladder or the borrowing ladder you go, the more, I mean, you want to be professional from the start, really. I mean, to your friends and family. But the higher up the ladder you go, the more funding you require, the more sure you have to be about what it is you're saying and supporting it with facts and statistics and evidence. So what the facts, the statistics and evidence will show, hopefully, with your emotional side of delivering your pitch, is that you really can achieve what you're saying. That's what investors, want to hear. Okay, so these are three key aspects, that make up that kind of package, if you like, of what you're intending to succeed in. Esther, I know you come in a little bit late, so we're just talking about three key elements of creating your pitch. Esther, do you have any experience at all in pitching or running a business or anything at all like that?
A long time ago. Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I've done some. Not not in a good way, but long time ago. That's why I'm going back to learn and then to have more knowledge about entrepreneur, and how to manage now in a good way. Yeah,
Can I just ask you quickly, what course are you studying?
entrepreneurship,
Global
business,
global
global,
business.
business and entrepreneurship.
Okay. So that's what I'm lecturing in as well.
Yeah.
Are you are you year 2 or?
No, I'm just the foundation.
Okay, all right.
I'm in
So
the foundation.
so
Yeah.
you just finished IT Essentials.
Oh yeah. I've
Okay.
just submitted it
All right.
today. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Well done, and
Thank
best of
you.
luck with it all. Okay, so I will, if I can just sort of move on. If you could take, use your camera to take a shot of this QR code. I just want to make sure, if I can, then I hope you'll be able to, both of you.
Yeah.
Let me know. Are you able to access that?
It's coming. It's loading.
Good.
Yeah.
Anna?
Yeah, I
you
opened
got
it.
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm there. I'm there.
Okay. So look, I've included
Yeah,
that.
I'm there.
Good. I've included this because it's quite a good little sort of, compact series of important points that you can refer to and think over, and it actually gets you thinking. I'll deal with them as we go through this workshop, but basically there are 4 goals. If you look at the anatomy of the audience, there are 4 goals that you have to bear in mind. One of them is to get into the audience's personal bubble. So the key thing there is to know your audience. Know who they are, how much they know, because a lot of my clients used to be Swiss banks, and I remember, so I knew most of the clients personally, but of course, when you're going to pitch to a new group, it's not always so easy. Okay, they're bankers, they're private bankers managing people's wealth and portfolios. But I remember going in once, because my background, sort of professional experience, if you like, was in emerging markets, and in particular at that time in the Far East stock market. And I remember going into a big bank and expecting to talk about Southeast Asian stock markets, so Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, Korea. And it turned out that these were, this was, I think there were about 8 or 10 people whose interest was only in foreign exchange, which is very different. You know, so I was being asked questions about what did I think the yen dollar rate was going to be. Well, obviously some of this I understood and knew, but it is important to know who you're dealing with, right? So you need to get into their personal bubble. You need to get to their heart. So this is where the emotional side comes in as well, and answer to their mind. So that's where there's a logic in your presentation that has to make sense. And then the fourth point on this anatomy of the audience is to tap their imagination. That's where you really need to demonstrate that and show that what you're talking about is something you have some experience with, and that their investment in your idea and your business is going to succeed together with you. Okay. I'm going to, you can just keep this as you like, because the form of the pitch I'll come to in a minute. The bubble, if you like, that we should that you must consider is how to attract the attention quickly. When you I know we got when you pitch, it's basically a shortened version of your business plan. So you know, if you're doing, as you are doing, global business and entrepreneurship, I think it's at level 5, there is business plan and pitching, and your business plan could run to about 25 or 30 pages. It'll be very, very detailed, but your summary, it will basically form the backbone for your pitch. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so I have chosen what is called, are you familiar with the term elevator pitch? Do you know, you understand that? It's called an elevator pitch because obviously it depends on how high the building is, but basically it's a pitch you ought to be able to make when you go up a lift, you know, in a building, to make it short and concise and accurate. So this is a 3-minute pitch. This is what I think you can consider. So you want to introduce yourself with an opening sentence that grabs interest. Okay, so it could be, I don't know, some sort of icebreaker or just something that will hold their attention. So you ought to be able to do this in 15-20 seconds. Okay, and when we say intro and anchor, the anchor will be the catchphrase of your business. Okay, so for example, a business that I'm involved with is to resolve the shortage of maths teachers in the UK in secondary schools, and which is in a critical shape. So we will be pitching in about 2 months' time our package, if you like, which is partly digital based, partly avatar, using avatars as teachers to teach the GCSE maths module. And you know, a short sort of anchor would be, because we know what the returns could be, you know, how do you see yourself investing in a business that is going to support students, provide them with teaching from the best teachers in Britain that will remove a lot of stress and anxiety and time spent on administrative businesses for teachers, and save a lot of money for the schools. Something like that. Okay, I mean that's just for the business that I'm involved with. So we will have a 15-20 seconds of that. Then you'll have 60 seconds, give or take, all right, to tell your story, to put your ideas into context, okay, for the audience. So you want to use this time to frame the offer, the audience and value. Okay, so the story, you will want to probably practice this quite regularly, particularly if it's just a 3 or 4 minute pitch. But you can do this, for example, just do a selfie video, and then you keep looking at how it's going to work, what you may have left out. Obviously, the more often you tell your story, you improvise and include things. And also you will get a feeling with whoever you're going to be pitching to, where the emphasis in your business might lie. So then you would want to, let's say, you'll want to bring in the facts, the data, focusing on issues. You want to be able to show that you've done your research. So you will demonstrate the market size, how fast that particular industry is growing, what the competition is, but what the revenue potential is for your business. So if I can just go back to the example of the shortage of maths teachers, it is so critical that 30% of so-called maths teachers in the secondary schools in Great Britain don't have a maths qualification. So your child could be taught by a gym teacher. In fact, I met a mother who once told me that, my daughter was being taught by a gym teacher. No fault of anybody's, but that's the situation. 30% no qualification, 30% are only half qualified. 25% of maths teachers are qualified, but they're not very good at communicating. So we're talking about 15%. So, facts are really important to be able to demonstrate this as well. So you're going to do this via, let's say, 10 slides. And these slides, you're familiar with the phrase that every picture is, worth 1,000 words. But every picture also tells a story, and it allows you not to have to read off notes or the screen, because that's what you don't want to do. So we'll come onto a few little tricks in a minute, and then finally, when you close, you want to say why you're there. You've already said that, and that is to engage them into looking at your business as investors, and you will have given the reasons with backup statistics, etc., as to why you're there to ask them for their support. So you never ever be nervous about saying, I don't know if there's a film called it's called Jerry Maguire, and there's a very famous phrase that's used, which "show me the money," and it's a kind of repeat. Tom Cruise plays the lead. It's a long time ago, but he does it very well. And this, at the end of the day, is what you want. This should be quite clear. You don't want to beat about the bush. Let them know what a difference this will make and what this will help you to achieve. Okay. So again, depending on what your business or service is, the way I have, or the team at this company have approached potential investors, is that it will help students. So there is a certain social conscience side, if you like, to it, because people also want to feel that they can help as well as obviously get returns, you know, from their investment. That's really what it's all about at the end of the day. So that should be your closing pitch. Now, any questions so far? I'm open to.
I
Yes.
have a question about the teaching. You said like about the percent they from the school on the primary school they don't have knowledge of the maths.
Yes.
I just wondering how they get a job if they don't have a knowledge.
I'll tell you, it's a very, very good question, one that we're asked very often. What happens is that the government, the British government, the Department of Education, there are around 4,500 state schools, right, secondary schools, okay, of which around just under 2,000 are in underprivileged, we call it deprived areas. And that is where the problem is at its most critical. So what the government does, it puts aside a budget of around £5 million per annum per school, okay? Now, because there is a shortage of maths teachers, there's not a shortage of history teachers or English teachers, there's quite a shortage of physics teachers as well, but the big problem is for the maths teachers. So what happens is that these budgets are put into the schools with, you know, conditions attached, and one of them is that both English and maths are the two key core subjects that every student at GCSE has to pass in order to be able to go into university. So if you don't have English, you don't have maths, you won't get into university. Now, not every student wants to go to university, but that is the condition. And because maths has become such an important part of our daily lives, actually, it's just everywhere. Look at this screen, 15, 60, 75, 30, 3 minutes, okay? It's just there for us. You know, we're always talking about what size the clothes are, how much does this cost, weighing food and products, okay? So the schools have to nominate, to go back to your question, have to nominate a teacher. And, you know, I'm really not making this up, but a mother told me, because I used to use slightly tongue-in-cheek the example, I said, your child could be being taught by a gym teacher, being taught maths by a gym teacher. And the mother told me that, you know, whatever do. So they nominate somebody. So we have to find a solution to this. We have to find a solution for the student. You know, you have to find a solution for the teachers, because it's a very, very, very stressful job being a teacher, and particularly there's a shortage. And the real problem also for these schools is that, and for the government and later on for the economy, is that the retaining math teachers is really difficult, because the dropout rate is well over 50% within the first 3 to 5 years. So the reason I'm coming up with these statistics is because they're important, you know. Now, if you say, where do I get them from? You know, of course, they're referenced from government sites and also from primary source, speaking to schools. Yeah. So all this is very important to make sure that what you're saying is credible, that it is supported. And that's why when you write your assignments, you know, referencing is so important. Aside from, you know, letting you off the hook for, or being accused of plagiarism and, you know, cheating, etc., right? It shows you've done your work and you know what you're talking about. So you're not cutting corners. It's not just some idea. You have thought about it. And this is so important with pitching, because you only get one go at it. You know, you can't come back. Right, let's just move on. A few little sort of, and this, I'm delighted to answer any more questions, any thoughts either of you have about things. But if I carry on, you might come up with a few more thoughts. By the way, this doesn't have to be a 3-minute pitch. You can, you know, you can do a presentation 15, 20 minutes, you know. But these are always quite good to have in your pocket, this whole idea of 3 minutes, because you have condensed everything into an essential fact, which you can then always enlarge upon with Q&A. Okay, so we've just looked at a few little tips on what needs to be done. Eye contact is really, really important. Okay, so good speakers make eye contact with the whole audience. Esther, before you came, I made a recommendation, if you haven't already seen it, that you just take 20 minutes of your time one day going on to YouTube and or Googling Steve Jobs and his presentation for the iPhone back in the iPhone, I can't remember, about 10 years ago, I think it was, or 12 years ago. It's an iconic presentation, and you look at everything from the way he plays his audience. He is so good. Of course, he's famous, but it's something that obviously he has in him, but also that he has perfected over time. You know, it's the confidence factor. So good speakers make eye contact with the whole audience, which would lead me to think that if you can't make eye contact with your audience, it almost implies that you may not have much interest in them, or you're not prepared, or you lack confidence. Because what people tend to do, therefore, is to read off a piece of paper. You know, you can have notes. It's not a good idea, in my opinion, either to read off the screen, or however you're presenting your pitch, or off a piece of paper. It's like when you go to a function, if you ever go to a function, a little wedding or somebody's birthday, or something private, and somebody wants to make a speech, most people are just simply they don't like standing up in front of other people and saying things because they get nervous, and so they read from a piece of paper, and it loses its impact, because when you look around an audience, you can eyeball them, you can grab attention here and there, and it shows you're confident. So eye contact is really important. And now I come on to the notes. So you may want to have cards, but I would suggest not to read from them. And a few other tips are like, just don't apologize. It's quite an English trait to apologize. Actually, quite a few years ago, in fact, it was at the end of 2008. I don't know if you remember, there was a huge global crash that started off with Lehman Brothers at the beginning of 2008, the end of 2007, which brought the world to a bit of a standstill, and all the stock markets collapsed. People lost a lot of money, and I was asked to speak at a trade, an exhibition about holidays. And so there were about 400 people. This was in Dubai, 400 people present, and they were being told about holidays, in where they can go, and from professionals. And I'd been asked to explain why the world had got to the state that it had got to, which I knew was going to spoil their fun. And I'm afraid I did start off by saying, look, I have to apologize for ruining this 2 or 3 day event. But anyway, this is what happened. Otherwise, just don't apologize. Never say how bad you're doing, how sorry you are. I didn't say how bad I was doing, but no one cares, actually. And as I've written here, it's probably not as true as you think anyway. Right, so a few takeaway tips. So just introduce yourself and your team. I think particularly your team shows that you are a team player, even if you're going to be the CEO or the founder. But your team is so important in a business, because your company will be brand new, and people may well ask you, well, how long have you been doing this or that? Actually, you want to make that an irrelevant, politely so, an irrelevant question. It is your team with the experience and knowledge that they have in whatever sector or product or service you are there pitching. It is your team that produce the body of your company, okay, and that will make it successful. Now, you may just be a one person show. Maybe there are 2 or 3 of you. It doesn't matter. It's the experience, that will convince investors why they should invest with you. Okay. Now, the other thing is, when you make your investment pitch, you make it an investment pitch, not a product pitch. So by that, I mean, of course, your product or your service is very important, but what your audience are going to want to know is, and particularly as you're going to be, and for this particular workshop that we're having, it's to an investor audience. What they will want to understand is, what sort of benefits and returns they're going to get. So that's really important, and you'll be able to persuade them by delivering the market opportunity with evidence, with statistics, with graphs, excuse me, to show that you know what the competition is, where there's a gap in the market, and this is why you're able to fill it. I mean, I'm probably using quite extreme, because you could be opening a nail salon, okay, and still do really well, and that because there are lots and lots of nail salons around everywhere. There are also, for example, where I live, there are a lot of shops called pet pavilions which have been springing up everywhere, because the demand for dogs increased, or pets increased over lockdown and COVID. So somebody saw an opportunity, and has opened up this, and how they presented it, the importance of having a range of 20 different types of animal food, organic, not organic, this, that, the other. So by getting your investor to understand the market opportunity, you at the same time, you will be defining your unique value proposition. I put USP because it's also known as a unique selling point. Okay, you want to be able to do that. That doesn't mean that in fact, you should avoid, as I put here, don't say there's no competition. There's always competition in one shape or form. So you need to focus and concentrate on your own business, not what other people are doing, and make whatever it is you are pitching, your product and your service, as being the important element because you understand the market, and focus on key aspects. Okay, and when you're physically there in front of your audience, as I say, if you look at Steve Jobs, for example, when he's introducing the iPhone, hand and body movements to strengthen the particular key aspects or points you want to make. So I've finished off just by saying bring it to life, because that's what you want to do. You want to make it fun and interesting. And the way that Steve Jobs introduces the iPhone is so compelling. He actually uses a sense of suspense as well to keep the audience on tenterhooks. So in a 3-minute pitch, that's not going to be so easy. What a 3-minute pitch does, it it's a very good discipline for yourself, because then you can explain your job, your product, your service in very quickly. And when the time comes, you know, hopefully through your own networks, it can be through GBS as well, by the way, you will be able to find out really what it is that people, you know, are going to want from your product. So I think that's sort of, in short, what I wanted to say. Let's say your more expanded pitch, as I said, will probably be around 10, 15, say 20 minutes, and always leave enough time for Q&A. So if you've got any questions on anything that I have said so far, I mean, I hope first of all it's helpful. And if you've got any questions, fire away.
Thank you so much, John. That was really great. I love it. Yeah, so ladies, questions, any thoughts for John? You know, I'm pretty sure, like me, that you found that really interesting and helpful to start gaining that knowledge of how to structure your pitch and how to speak to investors like a pro. So
Can I ask a question? So
Yeah.
Esther came a little bit sort of after we started, and Esther, you mentioned that, if you don't mind me asking, you mentioned that you had a business in the past. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's correct. Sorry.
Can I ask you, not, I mean, either what the nature of the business was, and do you still have the business?
No,
No.
I don't have any more that business. I was doing that when I was in my country. It has been now a while, 15 years
Yes.
ago. Yeah. And I stopped because I came here. And now that's what I'm thinking about, going back to the business, to build a business. But my concern is that I understand what you have said here, but I'm a big stuck about how to think about what to elaborate a business in your head. I have ideas, but to put it in a one way and to go to do your pitching, you have to have a whole knowledge about what exactly you would like to do. I don't know if you understand what I mean. I
Yes, I
want,
do.
yeah, I'm still looking the way your startup, you start by what? So to elaborate your business, what is a startup?
Yeah. You know, it's a good point, actually, because it's looking for opportunities, really. It's rather like the founder of GPS, okay, Dr. Rana. He understood, he spotted that there was a growing number of people arriving into the UK from overseas, okay, talented people, clever people, people who had businesses in their own countries, okay, who, you know, had settled here and were wondering, you know, a lot of them were wondering, okay, well, how do I support my husband or support my wife? Maybe we have a corner shop, maybe we have a salon, maybe we have this, maybe we have that. To develop it into a growing business, it could be a family business. For example, I met a gentleman from Ethiopia, I think he was. He was here. He's studying here. And I said, why did you come and study? He said, well, what I'm doing at the moment is I'm an Uber driver, but my son is starting a business. And he said to me, look, Dad, I want you to help me grow this business, but we need to have more knowledge. So to go back to GBS, the brilliance, the genius actually about this was to create a bridge for those people who want to, improve, who want to contribute to their families, to businesses, or start up their own businesses. And GBS provided that platform to get a degree, because when you get a degree, which you might not be able to get directly through certain lack of qualifications, through GBS's partnerships with different high-ranking universities, you end up with a degree, and you go to, this is one of the parts on your CV, for example, that, it's of course experience is important as well, but it's one of the things that, will ease the way a bit when you go to a bank or to, private investors to help you with your business. But the first thing is, how do you go about, you've got to find the idea. So you have to spot what is out there. And this is where I have to say Dr. Rana has been, has really seen, filled the gap. And it's not just to improve the lives of people who want to improve their lives. Actually, this all filters, this all eventually filters down into the economy, because economies, are driven by entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs are individuals who see an idea and develop it. And with the business that I was talking about earlier, about the school, about GCSE and creating a platform, this idea started about four and a bit years ago. It takes a lot of time and perseverance and determination, to get somewhere. And even when you get to the end, I mean, the end being, you're ready to talk about it to investors, you're still not all there, because you need funding, So, but over that period of time that you've been preparing and creating to put this idea into practical application through research, through primary research, secondary research, tertiary research, through your own experiences, this is where you'll succeed, because people want, and a nice attitude, a professional, friendly attitude, not like that poor lady that well, anyway, that Anna saw at the beginning, in what was a very bad pitch, unprepared pitch. Yeah, it takes time. But I as I was saying actually before, I've always believed this, and I said this to my children, grown up children now, it's easy to chase the money, and that's the world we live in. We got all the social media telling us that we should be, going on holiday in this expensive place or that sunny place, or wearing this and wearing that. Actually, at the end of the day, we should try to blinker ourselves from all this, focus on what you enjoy. And you'd be amazed at how many stories you read about somebody, I'm thinking about cooking, producing some food, a certain type of food. And, what like from your own country. And you hear people who succeeded in this, because finally they're putting it in jars and cans and getting it shipped off all over the place.
You
And
got
making it,
me. You got me. It's
they-
just what I was just thinking.
well, there you
Yeah,
go.
since it's
Where are you?
it's
What country are you from?
DRC Congo.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there you go. And people want to try new things. And
That's right.
and I read about people who say, my goodness, we never thought, we just did this for our friends and family and a few neighbors, and look where it got us. Suddenly it's so successful. Because you like to do it, the people, and not just food, but it can be anything. People who are passionate and interested in something will succeed. And then, of course, we all have to pay our bills, you know. So we can't do. Well, I'm not in a. I can't afford to be philanthropic, sadly, and do things for nothing, you know. So, but at the end of the day, what you like, you know, and if you just go on and on, you have to persevere, not give up. You will succeed. You know?
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you for the advice, really. Yes, it really helped. Thank you.
Good, good.
I look forward to trying your food one day. Actually,
You are welcome.
which
It will be soon.
which which faculty are you studying? In Greenford or where are you?
Come again, please.
Am I saying it the right way? I mean, which
Which
faculty?
campus?
Which campus?
Our campus. What's but Brooks.
Oxford Brookes University.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but which
Oxford
are you in
Brooks.
Manchester? Are you in?
Yes, I am in Manchester.
Oh well, I have to get a train up there one day then.
Yeah, yeah.
Anna, any questions or any comments?
No, it was wonderful. Thank you so much. It's a lot of useful information. I just make some notes over here, and I will watch the video definitely. With
You
the
watch that, yeah, that
Jobs.
Steve Jobs
Yeah.
interview. It is so interesting, and if you watch it 2 or 3 or 4 times, I mean, look, I think that it runs for about an hour and a half. So personally, I wouldn't. I mean, yeah, if you want to, fine, but you can see
Yeah, I
an
will.
awful lot in the first 20 minutes, and if you look over it and look over it again, you'll start to see what it is that makes him so compelling to listen to, because he also uses humor. It's very important to use humor to break, to break the seriousness of whatever you're doing. So a nice little touch of not, I'm not saying that's a joke, but a bit of humor. It's nice, it's an icebreaker as well. If you ever listen to President Clinton, whatever you may think about him, he's a compelling individual to listen to, whether you agree with him or not. He just has it. Okay.
Brilliant. Thank you, John. And thank you, Esther and Anna, for coming. And I've just, in the chat, I've put a link where you can book a one-to-one with me if you want to explore your business ideas and start to put them on paper so that, you can start building on these things that we've learned in the workshop today and kind of just start working towards putting it on paper, getting your business plan together, and then you can, begin to start putting your pitch together and your 60-second pitch, your 3-minute pitch, whatever it is. So if you'd like to, have a short call with me, please use that link and you can book some time in with me and we can look at that together. So without,
Can,
if
can
you've
I
got a
ask?
question, yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
John,
you.
where you based? Which campus you are?
Me, I'm
I-
in Wood. Sorry, you're talking about me or?
Yeah.
Yeah, in Greenford. So
Alright.
Greenford. It's West London.
Yeah.
Very West
Very
London.
far from me.
West
I'm
London.
I'm in Birmingham. Yeah. Yeah, it was very nice to meet you.
Well, it was very nice to meet you both, and I'm sure
Thank you.
you're going to be, you'll be both of you will eventually make a success of what you want to do.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it will be focused, how you say, and not will be thinking about everything in the world. Yeah, this was a good advice as well, just to think about what you really enjoy, because I have on my mind so many business ideas, and I'm just like, I'm not sure which one it will be better. And it was good advice, just to think about what you really like to do.
Yeah, and what's most practical for your circumstances, because because you don't know how it's going to end up.
Yeah.
Is it practical for your day-to-day life?
Brilliant. Okay.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
if there's no more questions, then
Okay.
we'll end it there. But thank you so much, John.
Oh,
That
it's
was
a
a great
pleasure.
workshop.
Anytime.
And this has been recorded, so you'll be receiving the recordings that you can watch it back as
Okay.
well. And I will send the link again for that what John sent earlier in his presentation. All of the resources that have been shared today as well will be followed up in an email to you. So thank you very much for joining, and I hope to see you
Thank
next
you,
week.
John. Thank you. Thank you.
Look
Bye-bye.
forward to it.
Yeah.
Take
All right.
care,
Thank you,
everybody.
Take care.
Bye.
Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good
Bye.
Bye.
I leave, do I? Yes.
Yeah.
Leave meeting?
Yes.